What's up? We are back. This is the 2025 version of This Week in White Supremacy. Everything's the same, but it's just 2025.
Is this Project 2025? This Week in White Supremacy edition?
You know what? That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we obviously have to prepare for Project 2025 and much more things happening, but thankfully, we have a secret weapon. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not a secret weapon, but we have a weapon.
Not only do we have a weapon, we have a miracle.
We have a miracle! Miracle Jones, what's going on? Yo, how are you doing, Miracle?
Did y'all practice that over the break?
We did that.
We got a new intro.
Twice.
Things happening.
That's just synergy.
So nice, you got it twice.
Hey.
Yeah, she's like New York. You know, had to name it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, starting the new year off right.
Starting off
New Year,
right.
New Year, new miracles, or New Year, same miracles.
See, now we just here so we don't get fined.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So we'll see what miracle we get. I have hopes and aspirations, but sometimes life just like you're not ready to change yet.
Trust me, I'm aware.
I want the best for you.
Shit.
But you know what? That New Year, new miracle. I'm minding my business.
New Year.
It's has nothing to do with me. I'm just not.
The slate has been wiped clean, and we can all establish a new reality for ourselves. And my brother, your new reality is,
if you don't mind, I'm just a chill guy,
just a chill guy,
super chill guy,
coming
Next
into the
level
year
serene.
with chill vibes.
Yes,
I like that.
I had a lot of next level silence over this break.
Oh, I like that.
I was just thinking.
That's loud.
Yeah, I mean, this way he said it.
I'm just saying it's loud. Yeah.
Better?
Just a chill
Yes.
guy.
Yes. And to the not so chill.
Why I gotta not be chill?
I mean, you're an all black. I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like you're
Black like my soul?
Yeah, it's like you're starting the year on smoke. I don't know. Is that the case or no?
No. I'm just, this is what I wore today, innit?
Okay.
Yeah,
just, you know. Do you want to introduce yourself?
No.
Okay.
I mean, black is very sophisticated. Black goes with anything.
True.
Right?
True.
True. All black wearing godly,
Yeah. I mean, you're wearing like a shirt with a person that has a ski mask on. I don't know. It just seemed like you were ready to get like Project 22. Oh,
Why
that's
is it still playing? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is he ready to fight Project 2025?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
Like,
the great Frank Ocean once said, "See on both sides," like Chanel.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Got you.
Heavy crip shit.
Heavy.
So, okay. So we're not endorsing.
We're just chill guys. When we throw up the seed, that means chill.
Come on, man.
Have a Crenshaw.
Yeah.
No, but listen.
No,
We're gonna rebrand. When we throw up the C's, it means chill. We're just chill guys.
Yo,
just
chill,
chill guys.
Chill.
Yeah, just chill guys.
Chill.
And it's funny because you have C's, we all have C's.
Come on, man. You know what side we on.
We're chill.
It's a new season.
Come on.
That we find ourselves in.
The fact that I had to get up early for this.
You know what side we on.
Well, we are.
New Year's, new blues. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. And a new president. Officially. Yesterday.
Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.
Yesterday, ironically,
I get 4 years of this.
Yeah.
I have for sure at least 4 years of playing that song.
I mean, if he makes it all the way through, I mean, he is the oldest.
Please don't have the Secret Service coming.
Wait, is he the oldest president? No.
I think he's next to oldest president.
Right, but I think the oldest sworn in, right? But like he has to get to a certain
age. At the age
age
of being sworn in, he's the oldest to be sworn in.
I think maybe, right?
I think Biden may have been around the same.
Okay, we'll fact check that. Somebody Google that and see who was older. But
facts are subjective now. So
yes. Oh, I mean,
Joe Biden was at the age of 78 the oldest president.
But Trump is 78, right?
Yeah.
So who was born when?
Which person is the older Nigerian?
Biden was born in 42. Trump was born in 46. Clinton was born in 46. Really?
Okay. So again, I guess they're around the same. So I'm just saying, Trump is older. Obviously, Trump has used a lot of drugs and other things allegedly. So maybe
he said he's the healthiest of any president. Okay. He's the picture perfect
Jimmy Carter lived to 100.
presentation.
He did. And then R.I.P. Jimmy Carter.
R.I.P.
He lived to
the
100,
peanut-
man.
The peanut farmer.
Yes,
He kept
yes.
it 100.
Yo, facts. Facts.
Kept it 100.
Yo.
They were
Yo,
like,
yo, when he died, you know what they said? That's nuts.
you know, someone said he
went a little.
spent his life undoing all the harm he caused during his presidency.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And
Yeah.
so, you know, we
Yeah.
just, you know,
Yeah.
rest
I
in
feel
peace
like
to
I feel
him.
like though
He was
after
very
you
much
have
anti-Trump.
I feel like if you get the presidency, there needs to be like a walk of atonement for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, I would say yes.
If only.
Yeah, but
If-
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
If only.
Because I mean, I think part of what we're 4 years after Trump, hyped up his supporters to go take over the Capitol.
And shit on the walls, man.
Shit on the walls.
They went there and shit on the bare ass
broke
cheeks, shit
into
on walls.
the chambers.
Put their feet
threatened
up on Nancy Pelosi's desk
threatened Congress and Senate, beat up police officers,
with an American flag.
all that, and it's all in 4K.
Yes.
And so
But this was considered legitimate political discourse.
I mean, again, to me, there probably is, but when you talk about when we say white supremacy and white privilege, what greater example of white supremacy and white privilege than Donald Trump becoming president 4 years after he tried to take over? He tried to stop the certification of Joe Biden's presidency. He tried to hang Mike Pence. All of this.
That seems to be the shit that gets swept under the rug the most. It's
He even racked up some charges along the way.
100%.
How many?
All of this, 94 felonies. You know what I'm saying?
I
or
said
91?
91 felonies. Yo,
Yeah.
He gets sentenced
That's a
in a
passing
couple
grade.
days, too.
Yeah. I mean, again,
But it doesn't matter.
it doesn't. That's what I'm
matter.
saying.
He's not
That's
gonna
what I'm
go to
saying.
jail.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's
as a white man,
They can
as
say
a-
whatever they want in that courtroom at that point.
yeah, as a wealthy white man, and then not only is he coming in as president, he's coming in with president with these powers now, where
Like superpowers?
basically, remember, he can commit it's no crime because he's
Oh, I thought you
president.
like,
You know what I'm
he had,
saying?
Steal
So
bones or something.
This is why you have all of these big companies giving him hundreds of millions of dollars for his inauguration, because they know he has the power to say, yo, man, Apple, you out of here. Facebook, you out of here.
Yeah.
He has the power to do that now, and it's he can assassinate people, and he doesn't commit any. He's president. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, miracle.
I never thought of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Are we about to
We've
see?
been talking about this. Where have you been?
Are we about to see the wild? Yeah, he's just been chilling, man. Where is this? What does this mean for us now?
Absolutely nothing, because clearly our Democratic class isn't doing anything to protect us. So, we're here. We're just going to do what we do every day. We may make it. We may not. We may have a good day or a good Friday. We may have rights on Tuesday, nothing on Wednesday. It's just like the roll of the dice. Everybody's going to have guns. Everybody's going to be out here violent.
It's going to be like Grand Theft Auto, for real,
You know what? That's a great,
Possibly, but I don't believe in violence, right? So
you don't believe in it, like it doesn't exist, so you don't.
I don't believe
practice it.
I don't practice it, right?
Oh, okay.
So I don't have a gun. I don't have.
not physical violence.
I would say, yeah, because there would be some of
Siri,
us.
leave me alone.
Sagittarianism is a form of violence.
This Siri is so petty.
I just asked.
Miracle is emotionally violent. Yeah, I think that would be.
Oh my gosh, y'all have to let it go. Y'all are in therapy. Y'all have to let it go. I was not. Oh
No,
my gosh.
no, my therapist told me to name my accuser.
Wow.
And you know what?
It was the past.
It is 2025.
That's
Fine. I have my color chart in my bag. Okay,
I bet you do.
2025.
We're starting over. You know, I had a really good. I had a really good conversation on New Year's about the color chart.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because I had a conversation about colorism just the other day. That's so fascinating.
You know, it's like we're twins or something.
Yeah.
And people really appreciated the color chart and how it gave them like language, like to talk about like their feelings and
so you're
shadism
teaching other
and
people
colorism.
colorism.
No, people didn't know what colorism was. People hadn't heard about shadism
I think if anybody
before.
is to learn about colorism, it shouldn't be from a colorist.
And so I've helped people. I've given people language. I've helped people learn. I've helped people bond.
Have you given people language, or have you given people invective?
I didn't tell people to be like me, right? They can talk about it, have a conversation. Like, oh, this is why I've been treated this way, or oh, this hurts when people say these things, right? So I, feel like your pain has helped other people grow, right?
Yes, exactly.
And so going through what you went through, there's always a silver lining. There's always
a silver lining. Yeah.
Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes you personally don't benefit.
So hopefully the kids don't have to go through that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people have learned, people have blossomed,
Yeah.
and I think you should thank me for like helping other people.
You're right, Miracle, and
know?
I thank you. My ego thanks you.
But one thing,
my light skin thanks you.
Say the things that you have said about me, right?
Oh, wow,
the reverse colorism that you have, and just because you don't say it on the podcast, and you get here and you act like you're a victim, I think it's just really.
See how she's gaslighting? This is dark. This is dark psychology right here.
It's not dark psychology. I'm just saying,
and that's not a shot. No, I was about to say that's not a shot.
Wow, dark psychology. I think we have a title.
It was one off-brand comment. Okay.
Oh my god.
And I apologize.
She did.
I talked to people, about like their struggles and not being black enough and all type of stuff. And you still like a year later.
Yeah. I said I had this conversation about colorism the other day.
Okay.
And I quoted Miracle, and I was talking to a friend of mine, great friend of mine, who's brown skinned, and we had a conversation about ethnicity and blackness.
Yeah.
Specifically globally. And I said, well, Miracle always says I represent for the black people who don't have to show photos of their parents to prove that they're black. And she said, period. And I was like,
but I said I wouldn't say that comment anymore. Number one, but I do think that like I always quote you to be like, blackness is universal. Our experiences are not. When I talk about like different types of blackness and how we show up to blackness, because the conversation that part of the conversation I was having was like, how do African people connect to blackness?
That was the conversation. This was the conversation. Literally the conversation.
And how do they see themselves as being black? And how have they been supported or even rejected a black culture?
Yes.
And like how, especially,
or conversely, rather, do they embrace or reject black culture?
But then also how some entities, instead of working with American black individuals, will hire Africans and then say, well, our black population is this, our black leadership, our black C-suite is this, and then we also are forcing people who never had a racial conversation to now take on the identity of being black, right?
A black American,
a black American racial identity. It's very like interesting to have that conversation.
It's fascinating because when you think of that, it's fascinating that in 2025, possibly the most openly, outwardly racist person is African. Isn't that kind of crazy?
South African. And I think you have
to. It took me a minute to clock that. I was like,
so I don't know. Is
Elon Musk?
Is Boer a racist term? Like, I don't know.
Is what?
Boer.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure.
I know that is a South African term, but yes, Elon Musk is South African. Elon Musk, obviously, getting Trump into office, spending almost $1 billion to get Trump into office wasn't enough. Now he wants to try to take over the United Kingdom's political, he wants to take over Germany.
He wants to take over Canada. He wants to take over Greenland.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
It's almost
he's like Pinky in a sense, right?
Pinky
it's like,
Pinky in the brain.
Yeah.
Nerf.
It's like colonizers don't stop colonizing.
I was just about it's in his DNA.
Yeah.
But it's this idea of like, for these billionaires, nothing is ever enough.
No, the world is not enough.
No.
Nowhere would I be thinking about, like, we need war with Panama, Greenland, Canada. Like, why are we starting violence with Mexico, other countries that are, like, one, supposed to be our allies, but are just there? Yeah. Like, you could just have a rental agreement if you want their minerals.
Right.
Like you can just go and talk to them and be like, hey, let's be in business together.
And this is the thing. I guess
war.
Like, you and it's
taking
like,
stuff over.
You're a billionaire. Like if you don't want to be around people of color, you don't gotta be. You're a billionaire. Yeah. Just go do your best.
I seen this.
Surround yourself. Yeah, surround yourself with as many white people. But like, why do like anybody who has these like far right ideals? That's who you support and back. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't get it. Like if I was a billionaire, I would be like, how can I make more salmon exist? Like that would be
more salmon.
Yes.
Oh, because you like salmon?
I do.
Oh
my gosh! Like I could like eat.
They're very popular
fish
species.
Every single day. Like amazing. Like that's the stuff I would do. Like. You know, like I wouldn't be like, how can I colonize Mars?
Right.
It would literally be like, how can I feed people? How can I clothe people?
I said,
but like more food or like more like why? How can we get rid of snow? Like these are the things like I
need snow.
I mean, do we though?
I mean, well, we can be somewhere. But again,
like, why do we need snow? Why can't we just create more water? Right? If
terraforming.
I don't know. I just don't think snow should exist. It's
maybe
cold.
Feeding everybody. Maybe
I'm freezing.
Hey, I have billions of dollars. There's a lot. It's cold.
I almost fell down my stairs. Was almost hospitalized. You know, because of the snow. Like I just feel like, you know, why can't we just have like our own individual climates like all the time? Like if you want to be cold, you can have like your little snow. I could have like my, you know, what I'm saying? That's what I would be thinking about.
My chill guy music.
That sounds globally catastrophic.
Chill, like really chill.
So listen. Miracle's letting us know why billionaires are inherently corrupt.
Yes.
Because as she expressed in her example, they don't care about the ecosystem outside of humanity. They only care about themselves. And I think it's a deep-rooted issue that we need to talk more about. You can stop the music.
Yeah. And so we have this scenario now where obviously Donald Trump was certified. He has...
certified gangster.
I mean, his election was certified.
He's moving like a gangster.
And you have all of these billionaires in his cabinet now, and we're about to witness, like, not only the billionaire class, it's almost like this white lash that Van Jones talked about, but on 10, right? We saw, there was an incident where Vice President Kamala Harris is swearing everybody in. You know what I'm saying? If you want to cue that video. And again, here's Kamala Harris. She lost. She lost. Now, again, it wasn't a blowout like they tried to make it seem like it was like a landslide. No, it was not. It was the closest margin that we've seen in a presidential race. So it wasn't a blowout, but here's Kamala Harris. She goes and goes there to certify this election that she lost, right? She lost. She didn't win. And you had one of the senator's husbands, this white man, refused to even shake her hand. Did you want to play that video?
Yeah, Bruce Fisher is his name.
Yeah. Fuck that dude.
Yeah. Hi. You want to come here, Bruce?
He didn't even want to stand close to her.
Yeah. It looked like he was disgusted to be in her presence.
And she you could tell how he walked up.
You definitely could tell how he walked. Like, what did she call your mom? Like, what did she do specifically to you?
Yeah.
And who is this? This is somebody that you can pause it. Oh, I guess this is somebody.
Thank you. Welcome. Sure.
That was crazy.
It's crazy, right? And this is somebody who's a professor. This is somebody, again, teaching young people at the University of Nebraska, but just naked, in-your-face racism on full display. Like, I don't even want to shake this black woman's hand. And again, it's like, I could see, okay, y'all might have had you're different sides of the political spectrum, but I think this is where we are right now. It's beyond like a political thing, right?
Yeah, and imagine if this happened with a black person. Like, you know what I mean? And like, you're not even in office. So you know what I mean? If
Not only that, but it's like, bro, what they would always tell us is like, you got to respect the office. Right. You got to respect the office of the presidency, the office of the vice. You got to respect the office. It's only respect the office when Republicans are in, right?
Yeah.
But no, I don't see none of these Republicans saying, hey, okay, like, this is the vice president. You should respect the office of the vice president. And even, she didn't smack your moms. Like, what did she do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can't even just shake her hand? That's some type of, but again, if you're in some, I mean, the dude looks like he just took his Klan hood off. I mean, he looks like he just fully disrobed from his Klan memorabilia and showed up. So I don't know. Anybody has anything else?
He doesn't look like he's gonna live much longer anyway.
I mean, I don't know.
He kind of like Mitch McConnell, so you know what I mean. He looked like he on borrowed time, and his clock is ticking.
I mean, but again, it's like they're in position to bring that time back, and this is.
I bet you, he wishes he could bring some time back.
Damn set, but I'm saying like this is where we're going, right? Where now we're about to go into this immigration overdrive. You had an incident happen in New Orleans where, it was called an act of terrorism, where it was tragedy, where a man ran into a bunch of people and killed a bunch of people. Yeah. And even though this man was born in the United States and raised a Christian, here's Trump and him talking about this is the immigration, this is the border.
Of course.
And so again, I think we're about to witness this, whitening of America done in a way where now you have the full power of the military and police. Yeah, man.
They don't know what they're doing, but that was very interesting because at the same time the New Orleans attack happened,
yes,
the Vegas attack happened with the Tesla, right?
Yes.
There were two retired or former military individuals.
The irony of a Tesla blowing up in front of a Trump tower. Yes, yeah.
But it was very interesting how the black looking, immigrant looking, brown looking person was called a terrorist. But the white guy, everybody was like, oh, it was an attack. We don't know why. And there was literally headlines where it was like this terrorist attack and this exploding Tesla situation. It was like, no, either they're both terrorist attack or they're not.
Yeah.
Either they're both former military people with access to weapons who committed violence in order to harm people for a political cause or not. And it's the fact that like we pick and choose even when it's the same exact situation, who is a terrorist and who is not. Yeah. Both of them had manifestos. Both of them were talking about they are doing these acts of violence for a reason, a political reason. And what's even worse is the white man, I forgot what his name is, was like, he's doing this because he wants to, clean his slate because of the war and violence he has caused in his past.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't pay attention when I seen the headline. And
New Orleans man said he basically was over life. He originally had wanted to kill his family, but when was thinking about how he was going, how he was going to end his life, he decided that he wanted to basically join ISIS in the last couple of weeks and carry out this attack in New Orleans. Then the Caucasian man, I forgot what his name is. They served at the same base and everything.
Oh wow!
Both of the individuals. He said he was doing this as a political action
against Trump or
just in general against what was going on in the world and to clear his mind of the violence and death that he had caused prior because he was
set himself on fire and blew the truck up.
Yeah. And then instead of being hey, we need to figure out what's going on, it was everybody needs to get a Tesla because Teslas don't blow up like everybody else cars does. And then it was we need to stop immigration. It's this man was born here. Right. And what was somebody pointed out was if it wasn't for men and podcast mics, we would not know that this man was born here, right? Yeah. We wouldn't know who he was because he was doing these YouTube shows.
Oh.
And so people got to see him, hear him before, a couple years ago, and then he whatever. But the way people found out who it was is because he had these YouTube clips where he was talking about the life in the world and stuff, and so it was very interesting. It's how we're watching all of our worlds kind of collide. Yeah. But I do think that terrorism is an issue. Yes. And I think it's unfortunately going to continue to be an issue because violence begets violence. So that's one thing. But I think also this whole male loneliness problem or this whole loneliness problem where people feel the only way they can be heard is through violence is going to catch wave, especially when you have elected officials whose whole thing is that they're trying to clamp speech down. True. And they're trying to say you don't count, you don't count, you don't count.
Right.
I that's what I worry about. I think people keep saying, "Oh, Muslim terror, Islamist, all that stuff," but they keep forgetting that there are more
right-wing, white
right-wing
supremacist
folks
terrorists
who again are not going to be helped through Republican policies. These nobody in Alabama and Mississippi is going to be like, "Oh yeah, we attacked Greenland. Now my life is going to be better."
Correct.
Like, well, we gave Elon Musk another $1 billion that he can go and invest. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
Right. These billionaires are not going to put policies in place that are going to help folks, and so I think it's going to make more people more desperate because you've won the House, you won the Senate, you won Congress, and your life is still not going to get better.
Yeah. And so just to go into that, the driver of the Tesla Cybertruck is Matthew Allen Livelsberger.
Oh, wow.
And I'm probably mispronouncing that, but an active duty U.S. Army Green Beret.
Oh, he was active duty.
Yeah. And so basically they said he shot himself and then ignited this explosion as well. And so again, this is.
You said his name is Matthew Allen Livelsberger?
I'm probably mispronouncing this. It looks like Livelsberger is what his name is. But again, I think that, it didn't fit the narrative, Miracle. When it doesn't fit their right-wing narrative, they just let it like play out or, oh, he had a mental health issue, right? But then if it fits there, and even though the man who did the terrorist act in New Orleans didn't fit their narrative, they tried to make it fit their narrative anyway. One of the things that happened, speaking of narratives, one of the things that happened when we were off was there was this mini war between the immigrant side of MAGA and the, I guess, just fully white side of MAGA.
I mean, this really was just a matter of time before that happened.
I mean, yeah. Well, again, to me, it really shows you like who's really in power. And I think the idea, like what Trump was really good at, is giving these people the idea like that they matter. Right?
Yeah.
That being a part of this MAGA movement like gives them
So hold on.
something.
This is a question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Does that mean Trump did end racism?
Absolutely not. Tell that to Vivek and these Indian dudes. These Indian dudes was there. They feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they feelings hurt. I never knew there were unrepentant racists in the Republican Party. What have you been watching?
Yeah. What?
What
Aren't
have
you
you
one
been
of them?
seeing? Like, did you not see this man attack immigrants? But it wasn't you,
Yeah.
right? It was cool when they attacked Haitian people and when they attacked Mexican people. But then when they got to India, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, they racist now.
I think what they meant was they didn't know it could happen to them.
Yes,
right.
They
Yes.
thought they were this model minority.
Yeah.
We're cool.
Yeah.
Because they need us. We're helpful.
Yeah.
It's like your ballot for Trump endorse you or prove that you are a card-carrying racist.
100%.
You know what I
And
mean?
again,
So to be bewildered that there are these people in the Republican Party is just wild. to
but
me.
also
Like,
it was cool when Vivek was attacking black people.
yeah.
When Vivek when Vivek was calling black people lazy, that was cool. When he called
Cool when I
white
do it.
people lazy, wait a second now. Hey, wait a second, Indian guy. Like now all of a sudden the racism comes out. So here was Vivek's
I
tweet.
told you he plays that role
A little too well. A little too well. They get Oscars over here. It says the reason top tech companies, and so this was over this H-1 visa,
Right.
this visa that allows these tech
Yo,
companies
large
to
out
bring,
to all my H-1 visa people, man. Yo, large out all of them.
to bring people over to be in the tech world, and really it's helpful to these companies because they can pay them less. Because they're not full citizens. But anyway, here's Vivek. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit. You know what I'm saying? The key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers. And if we're really serious about fixing a problem, we have to confront the truth. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s and likely longer. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ.
That sounds personal right there.
Or the
He sound
jock
hurt.
over the valedictorian. He got no
pussy in high school. Tell me.
Oh, no.
Tell me you won't get no bitches without telling telling me you don't get no bitches?
No.
Nigga was all socks.
Yo, they stuffed that nigga into every locker in his high school.
I'm tired of y'all.
This nigga went to high school and was a professional victim.
Damn.
They called him Vivek the victim when he came.
Damn. Not Victim Ramaswamy.
Victor Ramaswamy.
Shit.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. Yo.
He says the culture.
Spell supercalifragilistic. Nigga. Egghead ass nigga.
Shit.
You brainiac. Can you catch a football, nigga?
Clearly we see.
No, but I can make one.
Clearly we see who was pushing people into lockers.
Oh my God. I'm sweating, man. Oh, I'm sweating.
The culture that celebrates.
Jesus Christ.
The culture that celebrates the prom queen over the Math Olympiad champ or jock over the valedictorian would not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or
Corey.
Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell or Stefan over Steve Urkel in Family Matters would not produce the best engineers.
Did you okay, like Vivek, I get what you're saying, but did you not keep up with Dustin Diamond? He was a terrible human being. Like, he was a rapist.
Oh my God.
Like, Screech was the guy who thought being nice, like,
Nigga was watching Screech with tears in his
man, oh my God, man. Like,
Nigga was heartbroken.
Yo, Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh my God.
Bruv.
He says fact.
Vivek the Virgin is probably what they called him.
Wow.
He ain't getting no pussy in high school. Oh,
I think we have a title.
Vivek the Virgin.
Vivek the Virgin is crazy.
Virgin Vivek.
Fact, I know Virgin Ramaswamy. Fact, I know multiple. It's wild at his name.
They probably
It's
tried to
Matthew.
auction his virginity off at one of those high school proms.
Damn.
And just laughed him out the
It
dance.
says, fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity, and their kids went on to become wildly successful STEM graduates. More
Who hate
movies,
their parents.
more probably.
Yeah.
More movies like Whiplash, fewer returns of Friends, more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competition, fewer Saturday morning cartoons. They don't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
More books, less TV, more creating, less chilling. Oh, that's a shot. Chill guy.
Yo, Vivek, you don't want to go there. Just a chill guy, man.
More extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall.
Malls are dead, nigga.
Again, nobody does this anymore. Most normal parents look skeptically at those kinds of parents. More normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn. If you grew up aspiring to normalcy, normalcy is what you achieve. Now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s or even now who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. And if we pretend like it does, we'll have our asses handed to us by China. This could be our Sputnik moment. We've awakened from slumber before and we could do it again.
Sputnik, for all those who, I mean, I'm sure, our viewership knows who
Yes.
Sputnik is, but, it's a Cold War reference to Russia winning the space race.
Yes. Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden era in America, but only if our culture fully wakes up, a culture that once again prioritizes achievement over normalcy, excellence over mediocrity, nerdiness over conformity, hard work over laziness. That's the work we have cut out for us, rather than wallowing in victimhood and just wishing alternative hiring practice into existence. I'm confident we can do it.
If he puts me into a locker again, I'm going to show him who's boss.
He said
I'm going to be his boss in 20 years. Fucking jock. I'll teach you, Chad.
This whole idea that you are born to labor is highly problematic.
Yes.
And I will always push back against that.
Yes.
However, you can still have fun at the mall, have a whole well-rounded life, and be an inventor, and have a business.
People do it all the
and
time.
do great things. The problem that he is talking about is that he believes that children should be like little robots. It's
Yeah.
the same thing, like
This is spoken like someone who's been programmed, successfully programmed. Like, I don't mean to cut you off, but like, I get what he's saying, but you're just regurgitating a doctrine that you came up with because of I would say the violently oppressive goals set forth by a lot of these immigrant families that come into the States that prioritize all of these things that make you an automaton, like Miracle just said. They turn you into a robot and like devoid of all sensibilities. Like you said, you're there just to be a laborer.
I mean, and meanwhile, you can go OnlyFans and become a millionaire. So let's
Come on,
be honest about the world that we live in.
Yeah.
But then also, a lot of people drop out of schools and colleges to become business owners. Whether it is Facebook, in college, and it's created Facebook, whether it's people doing a lot of tech, you can learn to code. There are a lot of programs that teach people to code where you don't have to have a high school diploma, where you can literally just learn. So this idea that you need to have all this rigorous structure or to be successful isn't really true.
I want to quote somebody I never thought I would quote on the show.
Okay.
Why do you need white man's paperwork?
He did. He had points were made.
Points were made.
And I've always said he should be a comedian.
He should be,
instead of trying to build this school, and it would be a better thing for him. But
but basically somebody responded.
What did he say? He said, "Do you have a white wife?
Do you have a white wife? Donations, donations.
Mother."
Somebody responded named Brendan Daly to Vivek's whole thing and said, so basically,
I watch that interview all the time.
So basically, tech bros prefer foreign-born workers because they're willing to work 90 hours per week rather than having a work-life balance. Got it? And that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But that's not true. That's very clear. For the H-1B visa, they are exploited workers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They are
Exploited
people
workers, yes.
who literally have to deal with the worst conditions because if they get fired, they get deported.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is why a lot of the H-1B visas, there is sexual exploitation.
Yep.
There is labor violations. There is so much theft of wages for H-1B individuals, and then for places that do live, work, play, kind of like these Google tech spaces, you get fired, you also become homeless. Right. So even before you're able to appeal and say, I can get another job or I can find somewhere else to sponsor me, you are then homeless. And then there's another reason for you to be deported because you don't have a stable address. And all of a sudden the government paperwork is incorrect. Yeah. So they're pushing these H-1B visas, not because there's a cultural difference. It's because they can literally force these high industry, workers to work for minimum wage and not have to do benefits, not have to give health care, not have to worry about them unionizing, not have to worry about having to make sure that they're giving them a lunch break. And no one is supposed to be working 90, 60, hours a week, but you can force these people to do it because then they have no other option. It's like you either do this or get deported. You either do this or we'll steal your wages. You either do this or we'll take whatever from you. And on top of that, a lot of these individuals cannot legally own patents. Right? So you're working for these corporations, these companies, and you can't even take credit for the work that you are creating because that is part of the contract for these H-1B visas. So you're stealing wages, you're stealing that, you're stealing ideas, you're stealing resources with the hopes that these individuals can, at some point, go back home. And that's the carrot. You'll be able to go back home with something in a few years, right? Your 4-year or 5-year, you'll be able to go back home and hopefully get a job in a similar industry that's going to pay you correctly. So it is a racket. It's almost forced indentured servitude.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And that is a problem.
And that's why Trump sided with Elon Musk and Vivek because
Vivek the Virgin.
That's going to
he has a wife and kids.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's going to now he does.
Now I would say now he does. How long that take? He probably scared shitless first time.
It's funny because Steve Bannon was arguing back and forth.
That
with
was
Elon,
hilarious.
And Steve Bannon was like, great. Elon can't take a punch. He's got a glass jaw. So it's like he reacted like a jock. Nigga, I'll punch you in the face.
Points were made.
I have something to say. Cue the chill guy music.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
I
want us all to know capitalism exploits every single one of us. It makes us think that the idea of success is to overwork ourselves.
Yes.
It's to work ourselves to the bone, give them all of our time, neglect our families, neglect our needs.
Yes.
Foreign-born people, American-born people, we're all exploited by the same system.
Yes.
So I came here right now to say, don't let capitalism shape your view of success.
Thank you.
Whatever
Chef.
you envision, that is success. If you materialize what you see your life wanting to be, that is success. If you want to chill, if you want to be a chill guy, be a chill guy. You'll be successful. If you want to do nothing and be normal, shit, bro, be normal. Go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Have sex. You know, play with your friends, do sleepovers, all of that stuff. If it's what you envision for your life, that's your prerogative, bro.
Yeah.
And you could have sex, play with your friends, and have sleepovers.
You can
all
play
at
with
the
yourself,
same
too.
time.
About it.
Oh.
Yeah, listen.
Just
If you had-
leave out the
if you-
couches.
Yeah, just leave out the couch. If you had, well done. If you had an immigrant parent, they beat the shit out of you for saying something like that.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them. You know what I'm saying? But it is fascinating how all of this came because like Trump nominated this Indian guy to like a particular role in the White House.
Who, Vivek?
No,
Oh,
it's
another guy.
His name is Serum Krishna.
Serum.
Yeah, and basically he's the new he's the White House policy advisor for AI. You know what I'm saying? And so it was kind of like, again, to these right-wing Laura Loomer, Steve Banner, that was just one dark person too many. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, we're cool with the black guy at the HUD, okay?
Yeah. We're cool with Tim Scott.
But when you start doing this, and it is fascinating now.
Well, he was cool with chicken wings in the White House, but Curry, you doing too much.
Again, and it'll be interesting to see if this backlash becomes violent. Because a lot of times with these MAGA folks, it's not just talk. Like,
they about that action,
right?
They about action.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
proved it. I would say they showed you.
So
they talking how they walking.
It'll be interesting to see if Trump ends up cutting Vivek and this and some of these Indian people out of these very public facing things, right? Because a lot of his base aren't with that. They are not with people. I mean, come on. You just had, what's the lady that interviewed Vivek?
Maybe
and she was
Trump
like,
is going to end racism.
Remember the lady that interviewed Vivek and was like, I agree with everything you said, but
you're
couldn't vote
brown.
for you because
Yeah.
you're Indian.
And Coulter, who's avid white supremacist.
Again, you have these white people like they're with you in the background. They're with you when you're clapping on stage with your MAGA hat. But if you're getting power over them, their whole thing is Trump represents white people in power.
Yeah.
And we going back to a time where white people are making all the decisions and running shit. And we could talk down to all these other immigrants. And if you start seeing too many brown faces up in there, they're not with that. You were going to say something, Miracle?
It's labor again.
Yes.
So when Vivek is up there, when all of these people of color are up there with their red hats,
Yes.
they are laboring for the party. That's why people are cheering for them.
Yes.
But once you get into decision of power, you can make policies. That is where the pushback and the white lash comes
Yes.
in, as like Van Jones likes to say often. But it's going to be interesting because also the CIA dude, I don't know what his name is also
the FBI guy. Yeah, he's an Indian dude too. I forgot about him. Yeah,
it was very interesting thing. So it's going to be very interesting when we're doing these Senate confirmation hearings. What questions they get asked?
Yeah.
Who gets approved for what? And if people kind of come around, or if it becomes worse. I do think that it is going to be a little bit of a crapshoot because there is a portion of the country that does not want people of color in power. And when you've had this whole conversation about DEI,
right? Oh, yeah. Come on, Miracle.
You've had this whole conversation for the past 2 years
Miracle.
about DEI.
Yeah.
And the only reason people have degrees in access is because DEI.
Yeah.
How are you now going to flip it and be like, those folks had DEI, but my blacks here and my browns here, they're not the DEI people we talked about.
Yeah.
That is going to become an
That's
issue.
exactly what the argument's going to sound like.
But how do you convince people, because you've literally told people affirmative action has given black and brown people this unfair advantage over you.
Yes.
All this type of stuff. You're literally, there's all these announcements of like you're going out and you're suing all of these like race-based organizations.
Right.
And you're saying we're going to fight for the white man, and everybody's like,
And that was the pushback, right? Because people was like, the CEO of Google's Indian, the CEO of, they like named all these different companies.
Right.
And they were like, all these big tech companies, and they're like, all the CEOs are all Indian. And so that was the push. It's like, these Indian people are over here, they're taking over, they're getting all these money, they're getting all these resources. And so it's like, no, get them out of there and put these white people in charge, because it does, to them, it does look like, it's not, it is DEI. In fact, if it's like, you got pushed to the front of the line because you got this visa and they rather use you on this visa than a white person that works here. They were saying all these white people have these STEM degrees, can't get jobs. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, to me, I feel like Trump is going to throw these Indian dudes out of the bus the way he's done anybody that's not black. I mean, that's not white.
I forgot the author who was research was talking about the issue with like networks, like your ability and your social mobility is usually your network. You know someone who knows someone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if you are quote unquote the jock who bullied everyone,
Right. Yeah.
everyone knows you. So nobody's going to refer you. Nobody wants to be your coworker, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times people, it's not that DI or visas, it's the networking aspects of getting a job. And then if you create some type of disruption in the chain, like your father is someone, but then like your father passes, or your father and you have a fallout, your father can't pick up a call and put you in positions of power anymore.
Right.
So a lot of people who are trying to reclaim their whiteness have basically splinter networks, and that's what they're angry about. But then also, what I fear is, like, I, as a black person, don't want to be like, see, it wasn't us. It was the Asian dude. It was the Indian dude. It was this other something that you should have been worried about. Yeah. Because I don't want the racism that we get to be transferred onto, like, other people.
True.
And it is a weird time right now to watch people be like, ha, we didn't steal your job, that H1B, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
It's the conversation around this, it gets like very weird.
Yeah.
And I really don't sometimes know how to process it, but at the end of the day, like Treble said, all of these systems are exploiting us.
Absolutely.
And the fight should not be for these systems. These fights should be to make sure that we have clean air, clean water, shelter, food, always high-speed rail. And that's what we need to be fighting for, is like a quality of life. But right now, people are still obsessed with like having these tangible things.
Yeah,
and I think it was, last thing, I think it was like, I want to say it may have been like South Korea, where they basically said we are banning obscene wealth. Like, you can't get on there and do your money. You can't talk about you have like 80 different Rolexes. Yeah. Like, we have to get back into quality
South
of
Korea
life.
said this?
I think it was South Korea. It's one
like on their social media platforms?
On the social media, they're banning like this obscene wealth. They're banning it because it makes people lose like their values, right? It makes people say like, what I want is to be successful. Like, it used to be like, I just want to be I want my bills paid. Now it's like, I want like a G-Wagon. I want, I don't know, I want to be on the PJ. I want like all,
But how do you do that if you're in any type of social media? That's what you see. I also think it's fascinating that like, it's like the way this country works, like obscene wealth, like wipes away all of your
misdeeds.
I mean, you have here's Elon Musk, who like openly admits to being like a drug user, like openly admits to using ketamine and
mushrooms and DMT
and it's
everything
like
else. Yeah.
There's no thought like, wait a second, maybe this isn't somebody we want right next to the president. Maybe he might make some impetuous decision. I mean, we've already seen what he's
They try
done.
to keep Common out the White House, man.
I mean,
like, they're going to let Elon Musk in there, but they want Common.
Yeah.
But Common.
And it's also interesting to also now watch Mark Zuckerberg, who Trump kind of came out with while he was running and attacked him and said he was the most dangerous man in America, something like that. Now Mark Zuckerberg is like, I got to get down with Trump. And so Mark Zuckerberg comes out and says, we're going to get rid of fact checking.
Yeah.
On Facebook. And because this is something that obviously if you're Donald Trump and you lie all the time, you don't want fact checkers. You don't want somebody coming to say, actually, that's incorrect. You didn't say that. And you want to create this alternative fact reality, which is what he created. So it is fascinating. I mean, again, where this is going, I have no idea. But this shit is nuts.
I mean, really and truly.
The fact that you have AI coming and no fact checking.
But the fact that you have all this in the midst of another pandemic is what's scary. Because, like,
is every man for himself out here, Miracle?
Is, but, like, the bird flu.
It's crazy.
They're talking about the bird flu was like 50% fatal, right? And why do we have bird flu? Because people decided they were not going to pasteurize their milk. They were not going to clean. They were not going to eat clean things. And so now we have an infected, contaminated supply of food. Because people did not want to clean. Because why do we need to pasteurize milk? Like, fact checking needs
breaking news,
to be
Miracle.
there.
First bird flu death in U.S. reported in Louisiana 19 hours ago.
We need facts
Breaking
for a
news.
reason. We have polio coming. Like, why?
You know why? Because
you can call me an elitist. I need educated people making educated decisions and
Well, you're in the
sharing
wrong country,
knowledge.
Miracle.
you know
might
the nigga,
wanna, hey, I think Greenland has.
you know the niggas that Vivek was talking about? Trump is one of the niggas Vivek was talking
is.
about. Like, yo,
Yes.
really and truly, like, Trump is the quintessential person that Vivek went on his, highly eloquent and articulated raid or tirade.
And I would argue same with Robert Kennedy Jr. Like, these are mediocre white dudes that had a name and had a dad that gave them money.
Yeah.
That's really what it
And I say all the time, like, Trump would have been the type of nigga to push Vivek into the lockers.
1,000%.
He probably would have hung that nigga over the boxes, like, you know what I mean? The atomic wedgie.
Trump's
You know what
still
I mean?
eating at McDonald's and doing,
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? Probably taking Adderall. I mean, again, these is regular, average white dudes with a name.
My move
You know what I'm saying?
when I was in,
Listen.
I used to put a ketchup packet in the back of my hand to smack people in the neck.
Yes.
shit.
And now we have
classic.
Vivek going crazy because of you. So real quick, Miracle, Trump's attorneys, I guess Jack Smith, who was the special counsel guy, he drafted a final report, and Trump's attorneys want it blocked. I'm assuming, like what happened with Matt Gaetz, it's going to get out. It's not going to mean anything, but
Charles Bronson about to get out. That's crazy.
okay.
That's nuts. They letting everybody out of jail.
Okay.
Charles who?
Charles Bronson.
What did he do?
He's the UK's most infamous criminal.
Oh.
They made a whole movie about him. Tom Hardy played him.
Oh, okay.
No one ever watched Bronson?
What did he do?
I thought you.
No.
I thought you
Is
was
he
saying
All
Charles.
kinds of crimes.
Wasn't
man.
there an actor named Charles?
He
Bronson?
named himself after. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But be the as it may, no, I don't think that these reports do anything. Because I felt like when Trump was like, I'm going to do all this stuff and Elon's going to help me, that was election interference, and you could have just like arrested him for that.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
So these reports don't mean anything because we already know what they're going to say.
Right. Trump's getting sentenced is not going to mean anything. I mean, what's it going to
They
mean?
already said he's not going to
He's
prison.
not going to jail. Yeah.
I think that if Biden pardons him, like he probably will, it's just like all of this for
I said
not
this for
like
years he was going to, man.
We can't sit there and call people fascists and white supremacists and then not fight back when we can. And I remember like when Kamala Harris tweeted out she was going to show up and she was going to certify the election. It reminded me of like MLK was like these moderates who were like so consumed with process that like they're not going to like fight for people and they're not going to fight for people's lives. Like, man, you could have stayed home.
Yeah.
You could have had somebody else do it, but you just wanted to be like, oh, we are so dignified. Nobody cares about being dignified when we're worried about being dead in a month.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about being dignified if we don't know if we're going to have food like in 2 months.
Yes. I mean, again, it is fascinating. There was one more thing I wanted to say. Like, I guess it was, our producer said we should talk about more international things. I guess
I just did.
Did you see the president of France basically said that
Terrible human being.
Africans failed to say thank you for French military aid?
Yo.
Correct. He has been on
He
one.
is an awful human being.
Yes, we've colonized you and taken all of your natural resources and
But
made
where's our
ourselves
things?
wealthy beyond imagination.
We beat you for
You
speaking
can't
your
say
native
thank
language.
you.
We forced French upon you, and then when you tried to change the language, we cut
is
aid to you.
crazy.
And then we refused you entry into the country that colonized you.
That is
and when you made it
crazy.
here, we made your life so impossible that you actually had to leave and go back to your native land.
Yeah. Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
You know, I think that
That's crazy.
this,
Say thank you.
there is this like international uprising where like France is having to like pull its troops
Yeah.
away. There's development of the BRICS, all these things that are happening.
Yeah.
And
Trudeau leaving, Justin Trudeau resigning.
we had like this awakening in 2020 of like racism and white supremacy,
Yeah.
and like how deeply it was entrenched around the globe.
Yeah.
And instead of feeling like we need to fix this, like around 2021, everyone just denied it, and then Macron is now over here refusing to step down, refusing to listen to his French left wing voters.
Yeah.
Is being like kicked out of African countries.
Yeah.
And it's now like you need to say, no, y'all raped people, y'all murdered people, y'all committed genocides. Like y'all stole people's resources.
Absolutely.
And then try to force people to pay you millions and billions of dollars. As a result of that, nobody is going to support you. Nobody likes you, friend. Like
Yeah.
nobody needs to say thank you. It's like, first of all, you need to be telling the African people thank you. Thank you for giving us all this money so we can have a country. Thank you for letting us take all these resources because this has allowed us to have industries that we've been able to exploit. You know, thank you for giving us your sons, your daughters, your laborers, because we've been able to sustain our country on your backs. And out of that thank you, here's some reparations. That's what Macron needs to be doing, but instead, he just wants to be another entitled man and be like, y'all need to thank us for exploiting your countries. Just absolutely ridiculous and asinine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fascinating, so fascinating. Well, we did have some blackmail. You know, we had our blackmail in our BBC episode.
Oh God!
And we have it's somebody sent us. This is Ahmad Karam. It says Cure for Racism.
Here we go.
Oh my God! We already had one of those.
Hold on. Cure for Racism. It says, love your show. The cure for racism is magic mushrooms. Trying to figure out how to get racist people to take it.
Oh wow!
You know what?
It's like a chill guy. Yeah, that's the chill guy. You know what I'm saying?
What if that goes like
Yeah,
terribly
yeah.
wrong? Like they manifest all their fears.
Maybe we can get Songer to like make them take it
With
like
proper, so like, you know, mushrooms are a medicinal medicine, right?
Okay, wait.
They're not-
Can you give him his music?
Oh yeah,
please?
right. So listen, mushrooms are medicine medicine. It can go wrong, but with intention, it could go right.
Yes.
Anything you take, it go wrong. Moderation is the key to peace. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I have to say about that.
Oh wow! Thank you, chill guy. With that being said, our white pages this week, the Black Anti-Fascist Tradition. Talk about a book that we all need to read right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fighting back from anti-lynching to abolition. This is Janelle K. Hope and Bill V. Mullen. The Black Anti-Fascist Tradition, something that we should pick up. And we have an event coming up. Did you want to talk about this event, Miracle?
So, in keeping with our international theme, we are partnered with the mayor of Pittsburgh and a couple of universities to host a series of conversations and private sessions in regards to what's going on in Palestine. So we are bringing to folks who are just talking about how they've been trying to envision a world of peace and liberation. One individual lost his parents on October 7th. Another speaker had lost his brother to Israeli violence prior, a few years back. And they have just been trying to talk about what our future could be outside of our government leadership, like understanding that it's going to be up to the people to keep us and each other safe. It's going to be up to the people to demand more and create better futures. And so they are going to be, the public conversation is going to be Sunday, the 12th at the Kelly Strayhorn Theater. And if you go to Kelly Strayhorn, you can click the link to sign up. And there's going to be a bunch of different outreach events and community events over from Sunday to Wednesday. And you'll just pay attention on the mayor's social media, Mayor Pittsburgh, at Gating, and you will get those invites.
Yes, very important to start the new year with unity, solidarity, coming together, all the things that Trump and the White House are not doing. With that being said, final words, Miracle?
I feel like you should not have to work if it is low 50 degrees outside. And I think that we need to unionize and demand
what if you
more.
live like in like you
we
know,
should move. We should be.
but then you work you have to work every day because
I mean,
every
that's
day
fine if we live in an island somewhere. If we
Okay,
live like
got
with
you.
the sun,
Got you.
you know, and birds. Like everybody's gonna want to go outside.
It was beautiful, like being in Cabo and like you're having breakfast at 70 degrees. You're seeing whales. I mean, it was a beautiful thing.
We can
sounds
relocate.
Yeah, it was amazing. That'd be nice.
Can we
and we
have-
might have to.
Can we get people? Can people invite us so we're not colonizers and gentrifiers? Can
Yes.
people invite us to come
Yes,
and
yes.
be in their countries?
Hopefully they will.
Yes.
Trouble.
So I just wanted to update the viewers. Anyone in Pittsburgh, thank you. Anyone who lives in Pittsburgh, we're actually starting our Media Academy.
Yes.
January 27th, and signups are open. If you go to our page, there should be more information about how to get signed up. I believe there's a reel with a familiar face
Yes.
that shows a QR code that you can screenshot, but I don't know, you might want to look for that one. But it's basically a program to teach you how to analyze the media that we go through on the show and think for yourself.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Formulate your own opinions and create your own media.
Yeah. Be chill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be chill.
Absolutely. Final word, sir.
To all the prom queens out there, can you do long trigonometry in your head? I can. I know pi to 27 places. Do you? See who gets for a date now, Trisha. I'm signing your paychecks, Chad.
I saw there was a song over the break that I listened
Oh
to
my God.
where one of the lines in the song was like, "How you don't know how to do math but know how to twerk." I thought that was hilarious.
Oh my God. With that being said, until next time, this week in White Supremacy, we're back 2025. See y'all. Peace.